So I just had a very unfortunate experience of having to chase a homeless lady away from the property. Now, it's not what you think. Um, Basically, on Mondays, they come to collect the rubbish here by us. Um, and we always have the homeless people, or at least the people staying in the local townships, who go through the rubbish, collect all the tins and all the recyclable things and stuff like that. They usually go through the bins before the rubbish dump trucks come around, and I have no problem with that. I often give them a lot of our stuff to sort through for recycling and all of that stuff, but today was a little bit different. One of the ladies, who is probably smaller than me, and I am not exactly the world's biggest person, had a ginormous Rottweiler with her. And my dogs were not happy about that. Especially Riley, because it's his home and it's his territory. And this dog, probably 5 times his size. And luckily it was a puppy, so it wasn't aggressive. It was very confused why all three of my dogs were reacting the way that they were and literally trying to get through the fence to attack it. And the lady who had the dog didn't really think it was a concern because in her eyes he's a big softie, won't do anybody any harm, and she probably feels very safe with him walking around with her and scaring away anybody, or at least any human, that might try to rob her or intimidate her or threaten her. And he's probably um, you know big security. And when I asked her if it was her dog, she said yes. And I asked her to remove the dog. She could easily get the dog away from the fence, and he listened and he obeyed. And by all accounts, he seems to be a very gentle soul and good-natured. The problem is, he's only 6 months old. And once he is no longer a puppy, or at least when he starts becoming an adolescent, he's not going to follow her around anymore. He's not going to listen to her anymore. He's going to do what he wants. And nobody is going to be able to stop him. And the problem with big dogs like that is that he scares other dogs, especially if the dog's going to come to their territory, which is the number one thing that actually causes dog fights and is more likely than anything for one dog to actually kill another dog. Not just scare it, but kill it, which is territorial protection. The other part of that is that that dog is a guardian dog. So that dog is going to grow up in a township, in a shack. That's probably not even going to be big enough for him. And he's probably going to decide that that whole place or whatever is going to be his territory, and who's going to stop him. Once he is a fully mature adult male, anybody looks at his mom the wrong way, he's going to do what he's genetically been bred to do. He's going to protect her. And he might seriously injure somebody or kill them, because those breeds are man stoppers. There's a reason why they don't use Rottweilers in police work anymore, because the damage done by those dogs are so severe that it maims people for life. That dog can break your bones. The crush injuries break your bones. There's even a reason why they don't really use those dogs in dog sports, because the dog will just kill another dog in 2 seconds, and that's boring. I have terriers. They are very territorial, they are very reactive, and they really do not appreciate a big unneutered male coming into their territory. I don't think I've ever seen Riley this upset. He was visibly shook. And it's not like he hasn't got into scraps before in his life. The problem is he's never backed down, and he's always managed to get the other dog to submit, and once they submit, he's fine. But those incidents have always been away from his home. If my dog at all was able to get to that dog, he would have attacked the dog and he would have tried to kill it. And then my dog would have died because that dog just has to bite him once and he will kill my dog. So guys, just remember, just because your 6-month-old puppy follows you around and is eager to please and do pretty much whatever mommy or daddy wants, it's because they're babies. They feel completely dependent on you. They haven't become mature. They haven't gotten that confidence yet. They haven't developed their personality yet. And once they start hitting adolescence, 9 months, if you don't have obedience on that dog, if you don't have environmental controls on that dog, if you can't keep your dog safe and understand the breed of your dog and everything that goes involved with that, if you can't physically control your dog, then you got a problem. Because if you have that size dog, that dog is going to be an immediate threat to any other dog. If that dog is going to be walking around off leash, going around however he wants because he's not under control, he's going to walk into the wrong dog's territory, and that dog is going to have its most basic instincts triggered, and other dogs are going to attack that dog, and they're going to get themselves killed. Unless it may be a pack of dogs, but even then, who knows? So I'm very concerned about that, and it's just another reason why, you know what kind of dog you have. Understand how the basic behaviors and instincts of the dogs work. Just because you've got a very submissive, playful, cute puppy now, doesn't mean you're not going to have a serious, serious problem when he's older. What do you think is going to happen if that puppy has a negative experience with other dogs now that might attack him? He might just decide that he doesn't like other dogs. He might just decide that he's going to fight other dogs. And if you try to break up a fight between large dogs like that, you're going to get hurt. So yeah, very, very, very concerned about that. And yeah, there's a reason why you don't see a lot of mastiffs with homeless people, because they eat a lot, but also because they're really, really dangerous. It's not the usual township dog, and I'm a little bit concerned about that dog. Yeah.